Hello and welcome to the gameplay video for Epic Spell Wars of the Battle Wizards, the Rumble at Castle Tentakill. Here what we'll be doing is briefly showing you how to set up the game and how to play. We'll start off, you'll be shuffling your different decks of cards up. We've already done this to save some time, but you'll shuffle your spell cards, your dead wizard cards, and your treasure cards. You'll also put out your standee and enough last wizard tokens for however many players are playing. In this case, we are going to be playing with 3 wizards. The first person to be the last wizard standing twice wins the game. What you'll do is you'll deal a hand of 8 spell cards to each wizard. And then you will play a set of spells. You can play 1 to 3. And they're each of different types. So you have ones that are at the start of the spell here. Then you have the qualifier, which is the middle of the spell. You can see here the banner runs all the way through it. And then you have what they call the delivery, which is the end of the spell. In this version of the game, all the deliveries are character cards. So let's go ahead and just do a sample round of play, and I'll teach you as we go. So each wizard is going to play up to 3 cards in front of them. So we're going to play Granny Fluffer Butter. I have Riggy Mortis. He's going to play 3. You play them all face down in front of you. That way everybody knows how many cards they're playing. And finally, we'll have Sir Kitty Purrington. Okay. So the wizard that is playing the fewest components to the spell gets to go first. So we have Granny Flufferbutter playing 2, Riggy Mortis is playing 3, and Kitty Purrington is also playing 3. So Granny Flufferbutter gets to go first. So she will reveal her spell. She played a source and a delivery. So it's Burnin' Banger's Fatcula. So this one she gets to choose to either take the standee and deal 1 damage to each foe, or deal 3 damage to a foe who does not have the standee. Or she can use this new blood component here to do both. She hasn't earned any blood yet, so she can't do that. So what she's just going to do is take the standee, which can often be used to kind of power up spells, and then she's going to deal 1 damage to each foe. So which means Riggy and Kitty each take 1 damage. The objective of the game is to knock all your opponents down to 0 or lower health. Alright, then the next part of her spell goes into play, which is Fatcula. She can pay 1 blood to keep this card out, but she doesn't have any blood and can't do that. It targets the strongest foe. As you can see, both foes are tied, so she can roll a dice to decide which foe she wants to attack. So she'll assign a 1 to 3 to Riggy, and 4 through 6 to Kitty. And we rolled a 5, so she'll be attacking Kitty Purrington. Then what you do with these creature cards is you roll for their effect. So you can see that they have a roll power. On a 1 to 4, he does 1 damage. On a 5 to 9, he does 2 damage. And on a 10 or greater, he does 4 damage. The more cards that you have of like types, like this skull here, if there are 2 skulls in this attack, he would be able to roll 2 dice for this. However, we only have 1, so we just get to roll 1. So we're going to roll a d6 to see the effect, a 2. So that falls into 1 to 4 range, so that deals 1 more damage to Kitty Purrington. So now you can see, for the next player, we have a tie. So we have 3 cards here and 3 components here. So what you can do in this case is you check for initiative. On the delivery part of each card has a small number at the end of the banner. So you can see here that it's a 7, And this one has a wild magic, so if it doesn't have an initiative number, it actually gets a 0. So 7 is higher, so 7 gets to go first. So we're going to show what Riggy has here. Okay, he has Dr. Cravelove's Inflammerating Rock and Roller. So we'll go in order. So we got Dr. Gravelover. He takes the standee. He can also pay a blood to deal 2 damage to each foe. Doesn't have any blood, so that's not a problem. Inflammerating. The player with the standee takes 4 damage. If no living wizard has a standee, all players take 4 damage. So that's kind of a bad move on Riggy's part because he took the standee, but the spell hurts the person with the standee. So you got to watch the order that you play your cards in, or else you can wind up hurting yourself. So he's going to lose 1, 2, 3, 4 health there. Okay, then finally we get to the creature, which is the Rock and Roller. As you can see on the Rock and Roller, that targets the strongest foe, which is Granny Flufferbutter. It's also got these flame symbols. So you got the flame symbol down there, and then another spell on his attack had another flame symbol. So that means he gets to roll 2 dice for his effect. So we'll roll 2 d6s, and we get a 6. So that falls into the 5 to 9 range on him, which means he gets to deal 2 damage to Granny. Alright, finally we have Cuddle Wizard Sir Kitty Purrington. To reveal his. So he has the Pain Demons, Mother Forking, Wild Magic. Now these wild magics can be played on any part of a spell. And what you do when you reveal it is that you'll start drawing cards until you find one that takes that spot in the spell order. So what we're looking for is a delivery spell. So we're going to keep drawing off the top of the deck here until you hit one. So that's a quality. That's not going to work. Qualities, lots of qualities here. Let's get that out of the way. Wild magic. Here we go. The Sex Squatch. So we're going to play that as the end of the spell. Okay. So the Pain Demon will have him roll 1 dice to deal damage to the foe on your left. Use the second die to deal damage to a foe on the right. Oh, sorry, to the foe on yourself. Sorry. So it's 4 damage to Riggy and 5 damage to himself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4. Then we got the Mother Forking part of the spell, which will allow him to take the standee and give it to a foe who doesn't already have it. Then deal 3 damage to that foe. So he's going to give it. Everyone's already had it, so he hasn't. So he'll take that and actually take 1, 2, 3 damage to himself. He's hurting himself a lot this round. Then finally, the creature is the Sex Squatch. Target is 1 foe who already acted this round. All the foes have already acted this round, so he can pick anyone he wants. And then you roll for the power, which he does not have any other of these primal creatures out. So he's going to just roll 1 dice. Roll to 6, which will deal 3 damage. And we got to randomly decide who it goes to. So 1 to 3, Granny. 4 to 6, Riggy. Granny takes 4 damage. Sorry, 3 damage. Goes down to 15. And we discard all the cards that were used, and then we start a whole nother round when we draw back up to 8. So Granny used 2 cards, so she'll get 2. 3 for Riggy. And a 3 for Kitty Purrington. Okay, so now we go back to deciding our spells again. I'm just going to play them face up so we can all see what we've got here. Burrington's just going to play 2. So the 2s get to go first. Let's see. Burrington has the higher initiative, so it gets to go first. So this one, Greedy. See, you get to draw 2 treasures. Each foe who has not acted this round draws 1 treasure. Pay 2 blood. Each foe who has acted this round must destroy one of their treasures. Doesn't have any blood to pay, so everybody gets treasure. So he gets to draw 2 out of the treasure deck. So we've got the Codpiece of Cthulhu and Steroids. These effects go into play immediately. So whenever you get a treasure, they're always good to have. But you got to watch out because people will try to steal your treasures from you. And then everybody else gets 1 as well. And these will give you some certain power-ups and help you out throughout the game. Okay. Finally, his creature that he played is the Jelly Square. Attacks the foe on his left. So let's see here. He played 2 of these arcane powers, so he gets to roll 2 dice. Rolls an 8. Which means he gets to deal out 3 damage to Riggy here. 1, 2, and 3. Next up will be Riggy, because he also has 2. So he gets to play Gonzo Shroompus's Shub Niggurath. So with his Gonzo Shroompus card, he gets to roll 1 die and heal that much health. You can also see that it has a reaction ability. These reaction abilities go into play whenever your wizard dies but doesn't get to play his spell. So it's a good idea to keep these things in mind when you're playing, because you can still deal out some damage even if you're not able to play your cards. So he's going to roll his 1 dice for 2, so he heals back up to 10. And then his creature attacks a foe who already acted this round. So let's see, it's got the Skull, the Dark Creature ability. So he only gets to roll 1 dice. It's a 4, so it has no effect. Alright. Finally, you'll have Granny Flufferbutter, so who's going to play Baconist the Butcher. So she gets to heal 1 HP for each creature in play. So there are 2 creatures already in play. Hers is not in play yet because she hasn't got to that part of the spell yet. So she gets to heal for 2. Then she's got the Infernal Lucky. So each foe must roll 1 die. High roller gains 1 blood and takes damage equal to their roll. Okay, so this is for Riggy. This is for the kitten. So let's see here. So they each get 1 blood. But they take damage. Oh, sorry, the high roller gains 1, so he doesn't get anything. And he's the only one that takes damage, so he's going to take 2 damage. It's going to take him down to 4, so he's hurting pretty bad. Then finally, Mecha Satana. Attacks the weakest foe, which is, once again, Kitty Purrington. Has 2 of these dark abilities, so it gets to roll 2 dice for a 4 and deals 1 damage. Just can't quite get him. So we're going to clear all these out. And one thing that I forgot, at the end of the round, if you have the standee, you do gain 1 blood. So he should actually be at 3 blood. could potentially help him out. Okay, redraw all of our cards here, and then we're going to play another round. So we got some start of the round abilities. So you can see here that Kitty Purrington has this Codpiece of Cthulhu card, which means at the start of each of your turns you can steal a blood from any one foe. However, no one else has blood, so can't really do anything about that. So let's go ahead and play our cards. Okay. 2. Play 2. And Kitty Purrington will play some as well. Play those. So everybody played 2, so we got to go to initiative here. So the Tentakill has a higher initiative than the dragon, so Granny gets to go first. She gets to take the standee, and if you're taking it from someone who's alive, you get to deal 3 damage to a different foe, which is kind of funny because it's about a kid with ADHD, so he takes it from someone and attacks somebody else. A little crazy. I'm going to deal damage to Riggy then. 1, 2, 3. Then we got Tentakill, which is a foe with no creatures in play, which is everybody. So gets to roll 2 dice. Okay, so a 3 gets to deal 1 damage, and she'll deal it to the cat. Boom. Okay. So next up is Kitty Purrington, because he has the next highest initiative. So let's see, each foe who has acted this round must give you 1 blood. Each foe who has not already acted takes 2 damage. Can't give any blood, but this guy hasn't acted yet, so he's going to take 2 damage. Then we got the dragon. Let's see here, foe who already acted this round, so that's Granny. So we're going to roll a dice. It's a 3, so that's 1 damage to Granny. Okay. And finally, we're going to have Riggy. Gets to deal 2 damage to the strongest foe. So 1, 2. Then the attack lance deals 1 damage to the foe on his right. Oh no. And then 2 damage to the one after. And then that finishes up that round. Almost have a wizard out here. Redraw. Okay. We're going to play their spells again. Okay, so we're back down to 2 cards here. So let's see, Riggy has 14 to 13, so he's going to go first. So the foe to the left must give you 2 blood or take 3 damage. Their choice. They can't give any blood, so they have to take 3 damage. And then let's see here, it attacks the foe with the most blood, which is Kitty Purrington. This is the end for Kitty. 2, that deals 1 damage. He's out. He doesn't have any abilities with the reaction keyword, so he can't do anything. all of his treasures and everything go away. And he gets to draw a dead wizard card. So this one says resolve now, gets to take the standee. If you have the standee at the end of a round while dead, you gain 4 blood instead of 1, which is really nice. These dead wizard cards kind of give you a bonus to help you out for the next round. Some of them have effects that take place immediately. Some of them require a little time to wait. Okay, so Riggy is next. He gains 3 blood for killing a... sorry, Granny... so he gains 3 blood for killing a wizard. And we're going to move on to Granny. Let's see here. Gets to choose to either take the standee or deal 1 damage to each foe, or deal 3 damage to the foe that doesn't have the standee. So you're just going to go ahead and deal the 3 damage to get him out. So he gets to take a dead wizard card, which is a lingering curse. The winner of the last wizard standing token last game starts this game with 2 fewer cards. So that hampers the winner, which is Granny. So she will get a last wizard token. She discards everything, and then you start a new round. She'll also get the 3 blood for killing a wizard. Play like this will continue. You'll keep going into more and more rounds each time until someone gets 2 of these last wizard standing tokens. And that's basically the game. It's really fun, really quick, really light. So if you want to give this a try, I would suggest it. It's a really good game. Thanks for listening. Really appreciate it. And thanks for watching the video and for checking out this review.